yóò tiwa máa ní. 365 FM tiwa máa ní. Power FM yóò tiwa máa ní. Èmi Ṣẹ́gun Fowórà lóníkẹ́ máa gbọ́. Power FM yóò tiwa máa ní. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun màmá yìí. Màmá yìí. Tó wà lórí dá ìyẹn gangan. Màmá yìí. No controversy ní nọ́mbà yẹn. Òun làwa máa gbọ́. 365 FM. Òun làwa máa gbọ́. Power FM yóò tiwa máa ní. Power FM yóò tiwa máa ní. Ìròyìn tó kún fọ́fọ́ lágbàlá wa máa ní. Power FM yóò tiwa máa ní. Ètò tó gbámúṣé.
Good morning, listeners out there. You're welcome to yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review, coming to you live from the stables of Power 365 FM here in the city of Ibadan. How are you? How was your day? And I hope you had a splendid night. And to our Muslim brothers and sisters, we hope you're preparing for the Eid al-Fitr celebration. Well, from our end here, we wish you happy Eid al-Fitr celebration from our end here at Power 365 FM, Power 365 online radio. My name is Olamide Adeniji, and I'm bringing you newspaper review of the major headlines from the Nigerian Tribune. Alright, so the first story I'll be bringing to you here is from here in Ibadan. Ibadan Kingmakers to meet Thursday for Olakulehin's nomination. That's a big relief for Ibadan indigenes, and we hope all this will go well, and at the end of the day, Ibadan would have a monarch again. And this is also on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune. 60 PDP reps threaten to quit party once the Magun out, while Nigerian airlines find it tough to compete with foreign carriers. Then this is also a relieving story on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. CBN crashes Naira dollar rate, sells at 1,101 Naira to a dollar to 1,588 BDCs. And this is saying Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway article mixed up facts. That's coming from the presidency. A sorrowful story on page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. 16 die of Lassa fever in Benue. 300 level student dies in Kogi. Lagos court orders remand of Emefiele in AFCC custody as trial begins April 11. Okay, so let me bring this next story. Edo, well, it's a story that has been on the news since yesterday. Edo Assembly impeaches Shaibu or Mobile Godwin's sworn in as new deputy governor. My removal threat to democracy. That's coming from Shaibu. And then this is saying again, Aida Tiwa Akintenriwa, campaigners bicker over billboard's destruction, and the Sultan has said tomorrow is Eid al-Fitr. And okay, so let's not take much of our time. Let me bring this first story to you. Page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. The Central Bank of Nigeria has begun selling of dollars to bureau de change operators at a rate of 1,101 Naira to a dollar. In a circular to the BDCs, the CBN informed the operators of the sale of $10,000 to each of them at the rate of 1,101 to a dollar. You may read more of that story. It's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Alright, let me bring this next story to you. Customs collect 45.23 billion naira from Lagos Airport in 2024 quarter one. This is saying the Muritala Mohammed Airport Command, Lagos, of the Nigerian Customs Service on Monday said it generated 45 billion naira from importers at the airport in the first quarter of 2024. Okay, so you may read more of that story. It's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. And this is saying CBN stops foreign currency denominated collaterals for naira loans. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has prohibited the use of foreign currency denominated collaterals for naira loans by all Nigerian banks. That's a good development, and a good step taken by the CBN, by the Central Bank of Nigeria. All right, so this next story is saying African economies to grow by 3.4% in 2024. The World Bank's latest Africa's Pulse report has projected that growth in Africa's economies will rebound in 2024, rising from a low of 2.6% in 2023 to 3.4% in 2024 and 3.8% in 2025. Pick a copy of the Nigerian Tribune to read more of that story on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, Wike shuts down ICC. Wike shuts down ICC for 8 months over poor maintenance. Okay, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Monday shut down the International Conference Center for 8 months in order to create room for renovation of the facility. Okay, so you may pick a copy of the Nigerian Tribune. To read more on this story. It's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then this very interesting one is coming from page 5 also, saying Sanwo-Olu receives Pelumi Nubi, sole driver from UK to Nigeria. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Monday officially received Pelumi Nubi, sole driver, who embarked on a 68 days journey from London to Lagos, Nigeria. The 28-year-old Pelumi started the journey on January 31 and arrived Nigeria on Sunday, April 7 through the Seme border. Sanwo-Olu hosted her at Lagos House Marina and named her tourism ambassador to show appreciation to her for showcasing her talent and putting Lagos and Nigeria on positive pedestal, describing her feat as a true African spirit and Nigerian capability. Page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune has the full gist of that story. And then let's pick this next story, which is on page 4. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway article mixed up facts. That's coming from the presidency. The presidency has responded to claims by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project, saying that he confused it with ill-fated Lagos Calabar Coastal Rail project. A statement issued by Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, said neither the government of the President Goodluck Jonathan nor the succeeding administration awarded any contract for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project. Read more of that story. It's a forth and back between the presidency and the former vice president of the country. Sultan declares tomorrow Eid al-Fitr. Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar has declared Wednesday, April 10th as the day for Eid El-Fitri. Sultan, who is the President General of Nigeria's Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, said the decision followed the report of national moon sighting committees across the country inability to not sight of the new moon on Monday night. Okay, read more of that story. It's on page 5. So, our dear brothers, Muslim brothers and sisters, you know that you're preparing for Eid al-Fitr tomorrow, and so let's bring this next story, which says okay, so let's bring this next story, which says NNPCL allegedly faced $3.3 billion backlog on petrol payment. Hey, where are we entering now? Okay, this is saying the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) is reportedly owing about $3 billion to fuel traders for petrol imported into the country. You may read more of that sad story. It's on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. And then happy hearty cheers, 65 hearty cheers to an Amazon. That's Senator Mansoura Somono. Today is our birthday, and so many people have been wishing her a happy birthday. And so from our end here too, we wish our former Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly and the former Senator a happy birthday. Kwara government expresses readiness to become Nigeria's food hub. The Kwara government has expressed intention to make the state the food hub of the country. Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development Olorun Toyosi Thomas stated this recently when she hosted the China-Africa Economic and Trade Council delegation and representatives of the organized private sector in Ilorin. Read more of that story. It's on page 13 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, so just a minute. I'll be with you in a minute. Let me pick one or two other stories. Edo Assembly impeaches Shaibu. My impeachment, abuse of power, I'll fight on. That's coming from Shaibu. New Deputy Governor Omobayo sworn in pledges loyalty to Obaseki. The Edo State House of Assembly on Monday impeached the embattled Deputy Governor of the state, Comrade Philip Shaibu. The Assembly, which began sitting at 9:41 a.m., had 20 members present, aside from the Speaker, expected to give the deciding vote in case of a tie. At the end of the voting, 18 voted in favor of the impeachment of the Deputy Governor, while one voted against. The voting process was preceded by the report of the 7-man panel led by Justice Stephen Omonua, retired, set up by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Daniel Okogboa, to investigate the allegation of gross misconduct leveled against the Deputy Governor. Okay, so for our listeners, we'd like you to put in the comment section what you think about the Edo State Deputy Governor's impeachment. That's impeachment of Philip Shaibu. Let's have your comment. Let's have your thought about his impeachment. Is it constitutional, or is it something that was born out of personal vendetta? Okay, so we'll be expecting your comments on the comment section, and whoever comments, there's a gift for you. All right, so let's go to the next comment, the next story. Ondo 2024, I won't step down for any aspirant. That's coming from Akin Folari, a former member of the House of Representatives and governorship aspirant under the platform of the All Progressive Congress in Ondo State. Honorable Maiwa Akin Folari has dismissed reports that he has stepped down from the race. Okay, read more of that story. It's on page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, so this is saying we won't cage opposition parties in Rivers. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has assured opposition political parties in the state that his government will not cage any political party in the state. Okay, so you may read more of that story. It's on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune. And I really think we need to extend our time from 30 minutes to 1 hour, because actually 30 minutes is not enough to review news stories from the papers. And so let me quickly bring this next story to you. And this is saying from the Labour page, Pengasan knocks federal government over Nigeria's debt spike. ITUC commends UNCSW 68 for progress on gender equality workers' right. Payment of claims compensation not only measures of success. And then this is saying on the community news, Oyo Ruwasa organizes workshop in Ibarapa East on open defecation. Oyo State Rural Water and Sanitation Agency says it is collaborating with traditional rulers to end open defecation in the Ibarapa zone of the state. The general manager of Ruwasa, Mr. Adeduto Adini, said this during a sensitization workshop on wash implementation, which centered on the Ibarapa East local government area that took place at Plaza de Aruna, Oyo. Adini, in a release signed by the Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Elade, said the workshop was aimed at achieving open defecation-free status, improved sanitation by 2025. Read more of that story. It's on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune. Okay, so let's bring this next story to you. It says cultural vehicle to promote peace progress, General Olonishakin. Okay, Anambra monarch Lord Soludo on achievement. Lawmaker inaugurates borehole in Egon East to ease water scarcity. NGO donates food items to widows, orphans in Ibadan. And then stop buying cups in residential areas, Akure residents told. The people of Akure community and its environs have been advised to be watchful of the environmental and health risk involved in stop bearing, not buying, sorry. Okay, Aiyedatiwa gives lawyer 7-day ultimatum to retract certificate forgery allegation. Governor Akintenwa campaigners bicker over billboards destruction. And then this is saying federal government activates application for citizens to track ministers' performance. Federal government distribution of 42,000 MT of grain. And abuse of office, court remands Emefiele over alleged fraud of $7.7 billion. Okay, so let's quickly go to this. Okay, this is one of the stories here, and this is saying Makinde condemns assault on Ottoman officials by immigration. That's on page 27. That's on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. Oyo State Governor Mr. Seyi Makinde has condemned the brutalization of two officials of the Oyo State Road Transport Management Agency, OTMA, by Nigerian Immigration Service personnel in Ibadan. The governor decried the inhumane treatment meted out to the OTMA officials for apprehending an officer of the NIS for violation of traffic rules. Makinde stated this on Monday when he paid visits to the two assaulted officials, Mr. Nuruddin Abiola, resident at Binukonu Olunloyo area, and Mr. Taiwo Ade Agbo, resident at Okebadan area, as well as the Nigerian Immigration Service Oyo State Command. Okay, read more of that story. It's an interesting one, and it's commendable. It's a commendable gesture by the governor of Oyo State. Ibadan Kingmakers to meet Thursday for Olakunloyin nomination. Ibadan Kingmakers will on Thursday convey the meeting of Olubadan in council for the nomination of the Olubadan designate Oba Owolabi Olakunloyin as the 43rd Olubadan of Ibadan land. Tinubu approves establishment of National Health Fellows Program. And okay, that's on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune. Then this is saying Lassa fever claims 17 in Benue, Kogi. And this is saying federal government flags off aerial spray of koala beds in Bauchi. Federal government inaugurates palliatives distribution in Sokoto with 26,404 bags of greens. Electricity tariff reps to intervene upon resumption of plenary. And this is saying power tariff adjustment Tinubu support group faults MAN. There's so many stories on the Nigerian Tribune, which I would advise you pick a copy of the newspaper. Until when next you hear from me, I hope you have a splendid day, and and to our Muslim brothers and sisters, I wish you a happy Eid al-Fitr. Okay, up next is our Yoruba version of newspaper review, which we call Iroyin Latinu Iroyin. So until you hear from me next time, stay blessed. God bless you.
Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní ètò tó gbámúṣé lágbàlá wálẹ̀ ó ti gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní 365 FM tiwa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Èmi Ṣẹ́gun Fowórà lóní kẹ́ máa gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun màmá yìí tó wà lórí dá ìyẹn gangan. No controversy ní nọ́mbà yẹn. 365 FM. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ìròyìn tó kún fọ́fọ́ lágbàlá wa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ètò tó gbámúṣé lágbàlá wálẹ̀ ó ti gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. 365 FM tiwa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Èmi Ṣẹ́gun Fowórà lóní kẹ́ máa gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun màmá yìí tó wà lórí dá ìyẹn gangan. No controversy ní nọ́mbà yẹn. 365 FM. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ìròyìn tó kún fọ́fọ́ lágbàlá wa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ètò tó gbámúṣé lágbàlá wálẹ̀ ó ti gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. 365 FM tiwa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Èmi Ṣẹ́gun Fowórà lóní kẹ́ máa gbọ́. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun màmá yìí tó wà lórí dá ìyẹn gangan. No controversy ní nọ́mbà yẹn. 365 FM. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ìròyìn tó kún fọ́fọ́ lágbàlá wa máa ní. Power FM yóò ti wá máa ní. Ètò tó gbámúṣé.